Goten and Trunks and the return of the Dragon Ball Super manga, the boys who had been missing are now getting a lot of attention. Ever since the Dragon Ball Super manga went on hiatus, they were also on Beerus's planet, fighting against Gohan, who was on another level. And recently, after the end of Dragon Ball Daima, they got a one-shot. But what makes these boys so special and unique? If you said observing, absorbing, and replicating, you got it right. Considering everything they saw on Beerus's planet, they will surely bring something to surprise us, just like they did when they saw Goku's Super Saiyan 3 for the first time. Are you excited to see these boys shine again? Come with me, but not before you also shine and fuse with the channel by subscribing, leaving your like, and activating the notification bell. 3 steps representing Super Saiyan 3. Goten and Trunks observed a lot of fights on Beerus's planet, and what does that remind you of? Yes, when they comically replicated Goku's Super Saiyan 3 during the Majin Buu saga. But what if Gotenks had access to advanced transformations like Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, Beast Form, and Ultra Ego? It would be a unique spectacle of power and humor combined. After all, Gotenks was never a character who followed traditional battle rules, and his comedic nature always set him apart from other warriors. By combining these powerful transformations with his irreverent approach, Gotenks could not only become extremely strong, but also an unpredictable opponent that no one would know how to handle. Imagine that thanks to Goten and Trunks' incredible talent for observing and quickly learning, Gotenks begins experimenting with different techniques and styles based on the abilities they've witnessed. First, he tries to achieve Super Saiyan Blue. The transformation would be marked by a sudden seriousness as he controls the immense divine energy required to activate it. However, being Gotenks, he would probably get distracted mid-transformation, making exaggerated comments about how the blue color suits his style or how he's too stylish to fight. Despite this, the power of this form would give him enough strength to take on almost any opponent, while he would still find ways to use it comically, perhaps by creating fashion attacks or critiquing his enemies' hairstyles. Next, Gotenks could try something like Ultra Instinct, inspired by Gohan, as he accesses the initial stage of this transformation. He would begin dodging attacks with impressive accuracy. However, his lack of maturity would lead him to use it in a hilarious way, pretending to dance between blows or mocking his opponents with exaggerated movements. Despite his comedic behavior, Ultra Instinct's efficiency in battle would make him incredibly hard to hit, turning Gotenks into an powerful yet unpredictable threat. When trying out Beast Form inspired by Gohan, Gotenks would probably attempt to replicate the transformation dramatically, with over-the-top screaming and ridiculous poses. Once he finally activated the power, his wild energy would be impressive, shining hair and intense eyes. But of course, he would use it in a much less serious way. He might come up with attack names that are absurdly long, or even find a way to turn the raw power of this form into colorful explosions, like battle fireworks. Still, the intensity of this transformation would prove that behind his comedic facade, Gotenks is still a phenomenal fighter. Finally, if he were to access Ultra Ego, inspired by Vegeta, even though they haven't actually seen it, just imagine how wild this would be. Gotenks would show an even more eccentric side. Since Ultra Ego requires an aggressive and self-confident mindset, Gotenks would fully embrace the theatricality, screaming things like, "I am the king of battle," while laughing exaggeratedly and deliberately provoking his enemies. The destructive energy of this transformation would make him devastating, but his ridiculously overconfident approach would ensure that even the most intense moments were filled with humor. He would probably exaggerate so much that his enemies wouldn't even know if he was actually fighting or just having fun. Despite his comedic behavior, Gotenks and Trunks' ability to mix and match these transformations in a unique and creative way would make them an immense force. Goten and Trunks' natural talent for quickly learning and adapting to what they see would allow them to refine each technique, turning their peculiar style into a genuine advantage. Furthermore, Gotenks' unpredictability would be his greatest weapon. No one would be able to anticipate how he would use these combined transformations or what absurd strategies he might come up with in the heat of the battle. For example, he could use Ultra Instinct to dodge attacks, Ultra Ego to break through defenses, and Beast Form to launch massive energy blasts, all while taunting and having fun. In the end, Gotenks would represent the perfect balance between absolute strength and comedic creativity, something that could redefine what it means to be a Saiyan warrior. Even with his seemingly carefree style, he would have the potential to reach legendary levels and, who knows, even be recognized as one of the greatest defenders of Universe 7. After all, no matter how hilarious he may be, no one can underestimate Gotenks' power when he's truly determined to win.
And a saga based on this would be way too epic. Leave your comments on what you think about this. And since we're talking about these two, let's get into the superhero mood. taking advantage of Goten and Trunks appearing in a one-shot before Superhero. In the world of manga and comics, a one-shot is a short story that resolves in a single issue or chapter. It's not part of an ongoing series, but sometimes serves as a pilot to test reader interest before expanding into a larger series. So, yes, they are preparing Goten and Trunks to officially join the Z Warriors. The fact that they were even taken to fight on Beerus's planet proves they are being given a lot of attention after being absent for so long. They bring back the comedic and fun energy of Gotenks and his fusion forms. The new Dragon Ball Super one-shot focuses on Goten and Trunks and explores how they became the heroes Saiyan X1 and X2. The story is light-hearted and fun, showing Goten as a huge superhero fan inspired by the fictional Clean God. He tries to convince Trunks to join him as a masked vigilante, but Trunks isn't interested at first. Everything changes when Trunks faces thieves during the filming of a Clean God movie. Through a speech from the actor, who surprisingly is Gohan in disguise, he learns the importance of protecting his identity to safeguard his loved ones. This inspires Trunks to join Goten, and together they create their costumes and take on the role of heroes. This story serves as a prologue to the superhero arc and highlights the dynamic between the two friends while bringing a nostalgic and laid-back tone for the fans of the series, making for a very fun read. And this alone further strengthens the bond between the boys, bringing that Dragon Ball Z vibe from when Gohan did his work as the Great Saiyaman, right up until the appearance of Majin Buu. So this could be an opening for them to get back into action once again, just like in Dragon Ball Z towards the end when they faced Majin Buu in his Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks form. After all, they've been missing and forgotten with no real popularity, but they did get a spotlight in the last chapter of the manga, fighting against Gohan, showing their evolution and possibly gaining training from Goku and Vegeta. And with the return of the Dragon Ball Super manga, they could play important roles in upcoming arcs. They witnessed the battles on Beerus's planet, and you know what that means, guys. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Just remember this part here. This is the Super Saiyan, this is the form of Super Saiyan 2, and this is the form of Super Saiyan 3. Bingo, that's right. They saw Super Saiyan 3 and replicated it. Gotenks has unlimited potential, and this saga could be a premise for that. During training, Goku realizes that they have no idea just how powerful he really is and decides to impress them. He then transforms into Super Saiyan 3, showing off his incredible strength and energy. The transformation deeply impresses Goten and Trunks, as it's the first time they've witnessed something so intense. The goal was to inspire them to reach new levels of power, while also giving them an idea of what's possible for a Saiyan warrior. This scene is also symbolic because it shows how much Goku believes in their potential, placing his trust in the younger generation to protect the future. It's an epic and emotional moment. Goten and Trunks have always shown extraordinary talent, as if they were prodigies from childhood. Early on, they showed an unparalleled ability to evolve, achieving Super Saiyan status while still kids, a feat that took Goku and Vegeta years of training and battles. These two young Saiyans quickly learned from what they observed, like when they saw Goku transform into Super Saiyan 3, and impressively replicated the transformation in their fusion form as Gotenks. This potential raised their prominence in the Dragon Ball Z saga, especially during the fight against Majin Buu. But over time, they ended up being relegated to secondary roles, something that recently began to change. Events in the Dragon Ball Super manga and a new one-shot focusing on them have brought Goten and Trunks back into the spotlight, showing that their potential is still as strong as ever. In the Dragon Ball Super manga, in the chapters leading up to the hiatus, Goten and Trunks had a unique opportunity to witness the absurd levels of power that Goku and Vegeta reached. During training on Beerus's planet, both witnessed Goku's evolution into Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's progress on the path of destruction, learning from Whis and Beerus. For Goten and Trunks, witnessing these divine powers wasn't just inspiring, but a reminder that Saiyan strength has no limits when combined with determination and training. Even though they didn't directly participate in the battles on Beerus's planet, they absorbed every detail, studying the moves and techniques like true prodigies. Their natural curiosity and desire to overcome challenges placed them in a constant state of learning, something that set them apart from a young age.
Alongside this, the recently released one-shot brought a more relaxed perspective of Goten and Trunks, highlighting their adventures as Saiyaman X1 and X2. The story explored the balance between their lives as regular youths and their responsibilities as heroes. While the focus was lighter, the one-shot still showed how their personalities reflect the essence of Saiyans: competitive, energetic, and determined to protect others. Goten, inspired by his admiration for fictional superheroes like Clean God, convinced Trunks to join him in masked adventures, which initially seemed like just a fun idea. However, the challenges they faced as Saiyaman X1 and X2 served as unintentional training,
reinforcing their teamwork skills and problem-solving. These adventures also reminded us that despite their youth, the two are still central figures in the Dragon Ball universe. With their recent progress in training and accumulated experiences, we can dream of Goten and Trunks participating in a possible second Tournament of Power. Goten and Trunks didn't participate in the first Tournament of Power, despite being highly talented warriors with immense potential. In fact, they weren't even considered for Universe 7's team at first, and this decision was mainly made by Goku, Vegeta, and the other more experienced fighters, who believed the youth and lack of experience of the two could be a risk in such a serious and crucial battle. Furthermore, the two were tasked with protecting Earth while the others were at the tournament, showing that they were still trusted with important responsibilities, but in a more secondary role. The team selection was made based on the most experienced and powerful fighters available at the time, like Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, Android 17, Android 18, Tenshin Han, Master Roshi, and of course, Frieza, who was an unexpected recruit. Despite this, it was clear that Goten and Trunks felt the desire to participate and fight alongside the others, but were left out due to this strategic assessment of the older fighters. This opened up space for the development of other characters during the arc, but many fans still hope that in the future they'll have the chance to participate in a universal-scale competition or battle and showcase their full potential. After all, the essence of a Saiyan is to overcome increasingly difficult challenges, and Goten and Trunks are more than capable of reaching extraordinary levels with the right training and determination that they've always demonstrated. They definitely imagined themselves fighting side by side with Goku, Vegeta, and the other strongest warriors, representing Universe 7 in a new multiversal competition. Knowing that much of the team would be made up of Saiyans, Goten and Trunks understood that they needed more than just raw strength. Inspired by the absurd power levels they had witnessed on Beerus's planet, they decided not only to replicate those abilities, but also to find their own ways of fighting that could balance their dynamic and creative style with advanced techniques. And they might even remember the time against Majin Buu, where they trained in the Room of Spirit and Time to defeat him. This new saga could be an introduction for them as well, and who knows, maybe even Majin Buu himself could help them train, fighting against them, bringing a new saga with nostalgia from the past. It would be really cool. While time in the Room of Spirit and Time might give them a solid foundation, Goten and Trunks knew there was still much to learn. They could start exploring ways to integrate new strategies into their fights, like combining fusion attacks with more advanced transformations. Gotenks, their fused form, also underwent significant improvements, showing much greater strength and more refined techniques than before. Now, with a deeper understanding of their own limits and what's possible, they were ready to face even greater challenges. Goten and Trunks, once seen as underestimated prodigies, are now ready to reassert themselves as central figures in the Dragon Ball universe. With new skills, a matured mindset, and unlimited potential, they not only revived the spirit that made them stand out in Dragon Ball Z, but also positioned themselves as warriors who can shape the future of the franchise. Let the second Tournament of Power come. Goten and Trunks will be ready to show the universe that the legacy of the Saiyans is alive more than ever.